Okay, so what we're trying to do is figure out how to get one side when we know some other sides here with two figures that are similar. Here, these two figures are triangles. And so when on the GED you'll see a triangle or rectangle or whatever, and it says that they're similar, then what we need to do is to figure out, means that we have to figure out one side. And the fact that they're similar means that they're the same in one way. They have the same relationship to each other. So we, in order to figure that out, we can write a proportion. Okay, so what we do here is we know that this side is 7, this side is 3. We can make a proportion with it. So we're going to put that into proportion that, let's see, is 3 over 7. Okay, now it doesn't really matter too much where the numbers go. Okay, but what it does here in this first, this is called a ratio. Okay, and we're going to make a proportion, and a proportion is two ratios. But it does matter where the numbers go in the second ratio. So if 3 here is on the top, right, these are the corresponding sides here, right? So we have to make sure that if 3 is on this side and this side is x, that x goes on the top here because they're in the same place. The same sides go in the same places. Okay, so here 7 is in the same side. Well, 21 is in the same side as 7, right? So 27 is on the bottom, so 21 must go on the bottom. Okay, now we can say, well, now we have to figure out, in order to figure out what x is, what that side is, we can say, well, what do we multiply 7 by to get 21? So we have to divide 21 by 7. We can ask what times 7 is 21? That's 3. Okay, so we multiplied 7 by 3 to get 21. Well, if we multiply 7 by 3 to get 21, then we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so because these two triangles have the same relationship, these two ratios have the same relationship, this proportion is the same relationship. So we multiplied 7 by 3, then we need to multiply 3 by 3 to give us what that is. So 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so we can say that x is 9. Okay, so that side is 9. 7 times 3 is 21. 3 times 3 is 9. That gives x equals 9. So that's our answer. So what do we do? The first thing that we did is we had to make a proportion. Okay, and we made the first ratio in the proportion was 3 over 7. The next thing we did was we had to make sure that the next ratio had the same it was in the same, the numbers were in the same places as this was. So we also made a proportion with that, but we had to make sure that if the 3 is on this, on the top, the next side would be on top. Then we had to figure out what times 7 is 21. Then the number was 3. We had to figure out what, then we had to take that number and multiply it by the top. So we had 3 times 3 is what? It's 9. So x equals 9. So that side is, we know that side now is 9. And that's our answer.